Morning, everyone. Hope y'all are doing well and having a great Monday so far. I wanted to take just a few minutes to go over some things that I want you to keep in mind as you move throughout this week, and I want to spend some time really breaking down the Unit 3 essay guidelines, because that is, of course, your first essay is due at the very end of this week. So I do want to make sure to give plenty of time to kind of address what the prompt is asking for, and then, of course, post this and open it up for questions that you all might have, especially as you move throughout the week. So let's get to it. All right, so last night you all turned in or submitted the Unit 3.2 discussion board. Those I am going to be spending some time grading over the next couple days. I'm going to get them back to you pretty quickly with as many comprehensive comments as possible, because again, I know that y'all are going to be working on the paper. Most of you are working on the paper, of course, this week, and some of you have already submitted it, which is fine. I will say, though, after you have watched this video and you've heard me go through the prompt, if you do want to revise, resubmit, you can. Just make sure to make a note that your resubmission is the most recent copy that you want me to look at. Again, I have no issue with that. All right, so again, 3.2 was due yesterday. I'll be getting feedback to y'all on those as soon as I possibly can, probably within the next day or so. Also, if you have not looked at the gradebook in a bit, everything has been graded as of now. As of last night with the most recent assignment, everything has been graded and updated, and that includes any late work that y'all have done too. All right, so for this week, you all have your short essay due, Unit 3 essay. All right, so let's go and take a look at the guidelines. Okay. So this is your first essay for this class, major essay. Anything else you've done up to this point hasn't really been in formal essay structure, and that's intentional, honestly, because I want you all to kind of get comfortable with what it means to write and really think analytically, and that's kind of why each assignment is kind of built on itself to kind of get you ready to tackle the essay for this unit. And I will let you know the essay for this unit, kind of the setup and structure is going to be somewhat similar to what you'll do in Unit 4 as well. So a lot of what I'm going to mention here is, at least in larger concepts, is going to apply to Unit 4 as well. So just keep that in mind as you move forward. Now, one of the things that I want to mention to you before we get into the guidelines, you'll see that there's a page here starting your short story analysis essay. I really do recommend that you all take a look at this. This can be really useful to you, especially as you think about the different elements that go into a formal paper, such as having a solid introduction paragraph, what you might want to consider when it comes to a thesis statement, your supporting paragraphs or body paragraphs, what you want to be mindful of, and of course the conclusion. In my experience, everyone tends to struggle with a certain something, maybe several somethings, when it comes to writing an essay. I'll just go ahead and tell you, if I haven't already, this right here is mine. Conclusions drive me nuts. I don't like them. I get to the very end of a paper and I kind of just want to look at my reader and say, you know what I'm arguing. You know what my intentions are. Do I really need to give you another paragraph? And the answer is, of course, yes. You do want to make sure to have those natural bookends to any argument. And the bookends, of course, are the introduction to get the reader in and the conclusion to get the reader out of your essay. All right. So I do want to encourage you to note that this resource is here, and it would be something I would encourage you to take note of. Now, going back to the essay. So for this essay, you are going to be really writing and analyzing one of the short stories that you've been working with in Unit 3. So that could be Bad Eye by Ron Rash, The Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu, or it could be The Rowan Horse short story, which I don't think any of you have chosen. I think most of you are between the Ron Rash or Ken Liu stories, which is perfectly fine. So you'll choose one of those and analyze one of those and think about why and how certain symbols, metaphors, and irony are used to depict one of the themes. So basically, what this means is, okay, you want to look at the Paper Menagerie, and you want to discuss how certain symbols or certain pieces of irony are used to depict love and alienation, how metaphors are used to depict the American Dream / Nightmare. Okay, so that's going to be what you're going to, it's kind of a multi-step process here. So you choose a story, and then you choose symbols, metaphors, uses of irony, or characters. Again, it could be any of these. And how those are why and how those are being used to depict one of the themes that we've been working with from Unit 1, okay? So that's really what you're going to be ultimately wanting to do. Your essay does need to incorporate details and quotes from the story. The quotes it's one of the reasons why, if you've watched the video feedback from your Unit 3.1 discussions, that if you didn't use quotes there, again, I didn't take off points for it, but if you didn't, that's why I did make a point to mention it, because with this assignment in mind, you need to make sure to bring in those quotes and think about how to use them effectively, okay? So you'll, again, there's a lot of different steps here for how you can go about doing this. Again, I recommend, if you struggle with any part of the writing process or with the essay structure process, again, there are links here that can help you through all these bullet points, or you can simply go up to the web page at the very top, the Starting Your Short Story Analysis essay. Both can be really valuable to you. All right. Note that, of course, this assignment is going to require you follow MLA formatting and style. I've been, giving you all feedback on this as often as I can in assignments where it's applicable. So do make sure to keep that in mind. Again, there is the MLA link here. It links directly to Al at Purdue. So I do recommend you take a look at this. A lot of you are doing pretty well with this, typically having maybe an issue or two. Some of you do need to work on this a good bit. So just be mindful of that. Also know that there's tutoring available if you'd like to submit it and get feedback. And of course, it is going to be due to the Dropbox, just like all major assignments are. All right. A couple things to make note of down here at the bottom. Make sure that you do cite anything that you bring into the essay. Any direct quote has to be cited. If it is not, that is problematic. Again, it won't cause you to fail the assignment. But if you miss one in-text citation or something like that, it will, of course, cause you to lose some points. But make it, what I would encourage you to do is, as you're working on this essay and you get through a draft and you're reading back through it, one of your read-throughs needs to be, okay, do I have my in-text citations everywhere that I need them? If I have a quote, do I have the in-text citation at the very end of it before I end the sentence? And just kind of make sure of that, okay? And of course, I mentioned follow MLA guidelines. The length is going to be 750 to 1,000 words. So you're talking about 3 pages. You can go a little over 3 pages if you'd like. And this is going to be due on the 1st. So it's going to be due this Friday. All right. I wanted to make sure to give you all plenty of time to work on this, as much time as I could possibly allow in the schedule, because this is your first essay, and I know that it may seem a little nerve-wracking because you haven't written a formal essay like this in the class. But I want to make sure that you all have as many resources available to you as well, in addition to the time. So do take note of everything that's in here. Take note of every bit of feedback I've given to you. And also, you'll note here at the very bottom, there is a sample essay of how this should go, how this should look, how this can be structured, things like that. I want to encourage you to take time to work through that and look at that and think about what that example is asking for and how you can go about using it as a model. Certainly not using it as your own, of course. That would be really problematic, but using it as a template, especially if you're a little bit nervous about this paper, okay? So that is really it for this assignment. I don't want to go over much more, but I do want to give you all at least kind of a cursory overview of what this essay is going to be asking for, okay? You all are doing some really nice work. I know that an 8-week class is exhausting. I know that it's a lot for you to try to get through. It is a lot for me to try to, turn back and get out to you all in terms of feedback as well. But y'all are doing really well. Overall, I'm very pleased. If you are concerned about your grade, if you have work that you have not turned in, I strongly suggest that you get in touch with me. And please try to do it sooner rather than later. Some of you are already working with me, which is great. Keep at it. We'll get you caught up. But if you have kind of drifted off and are just now starting to tune back in, make it an effort to get in touch with me. Let me know how I can help you. Let's get you on a track, get you back on track so you can get work caught up and do well in the class overall. Okay? If you need anything throughout the week, please reach out. I have office hours on Saturdays, but I also am available throughout the week, as you all know. Just reach out. I'll get back in touch with you as soon as I possibly can. All right. Take care of yourselves, and I look forward to seeing work from you all throughout the week. And I really look forward to reading these essays. I think that y'all are going to do some really nice work. Take care.